Hello, everyone. My name is Justin Pope, better known as Senator Justin Pope of District 24, the one of the best district over Panola, LaFleur, and Tallahatchie County. Well, coming behind a great man like Senator David Jordan, which was a pioneer in what we got going through, he's a strong person. But coming behind him and what it means to be a senator in this era is, one, we help with make laws. That's one of the main things we do is make laws, bills. We work alongside with the House, which, if you look at the legislative house hills, the senators is in the upper chamber, and you got the House in the lower chambers. But if you really think about it, we both work together because we can't get anything passed without one another helping. And also, we work alongside with the lieutenant governors. We help with some appointments and everything. One of the main things that drew me to public service is a lot of people always complain about so many things that's going on. So I had an older person talk to me and said, Justin, you can either help with the solution or be a part of the problem. One of the main things that I thrive myself on is trying to help with solutions. So that was one of the main things that drew me to it. I didn't want to be a person that be a problem. I just wanted to help with the solution. And the main thing that keeps me going is really the people that support me and seeing the difference we're trying to make. Because coming from a small town and seeing that we've made it to where we're at now, it just gives motivation to a lot of younger people and older people that didn't think that they can do it coming from a small town. I think the one thing a lot of people have forgotten, there's no I in team. Coming from my background with healthcare and just in the community, it takes more than, you can't do anything by yourself. It takes a team. And whether you have some bad team members or some good team members, you still need them on your team to help get everything done. I always look at the things we do, especially in legislature, it's like your body. You can't do anything in your body without the brain relating it to the body. So I always tell people, imagine trying to pick up a phone with one finger. It takes your whole hand to pick it up. And so I just learned that it's better to work as a team than to work individually. Well, if you look at our district, District 24 in Panola, LaFleur, and Tallahatchie County, one of the main issue is it's probably just going on in every district, is healthcare and education. With healthcare at the point it's at now, especially with rural hospitals, and some of them closing down, some of them barely staying open. That's the biggest thing. You want to make sure we have adequate health care for everyone in those districts. A lot of times we forget about the young people because if you look at today's society, how the young people are, it's instant gratification. And so sometimes as we get older, we forget we was youth too, and sometimes we push them to the side instead of just listening to them because they do have some good ideas. I remember when I was running for my seat, I looked to the youth to help me out. They was very creative, and sometimes I didn't agree with what they was doing, but after I looked at it, you gotta listen to them to get more of them in the box. Because if we don't think outside the box, how can we get more people in just to see what we got going on? And I feel like the youth plays a big part in everything we got going on, and especially for Mississippi. That's a loaded question because it's like the saying, it's hard to please everyone, but I'm sure every district, it feels like they're getting left out. But if we're being just frank, I want to be selfish, and I always said my district is being left out because if you look at how the Delta is shaped, it's one of the, it's one of the blue collars of the country, because we're the hard workers, but we get left out in everything. You think about the good crops come from the Delta, everything we need comes from the Delta, but the Delta hasn't gotten its due, and you're just wondering when it's going to get its due. But hopefully, the more we work together and get more people in there that understand that, we need to take care of the Delta. We need to not only do we just need to take care of other districts, but we need to help every district. But right now, we look at it totality. The Delta's been left out in a lot of things. If you just travel the Delta, we have some of the richest land, but across we don't have the structure to back it up. The biggest one, it's a few, but one of the biggest ones, and I think a lot of people agree with this, is teacher pay. And the reason I'm big on teachers is, one, if it wasn't for a certain teacher that saw in me what I didn't see in myself, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. But if we look at the teachers, they don't do this job just for the money, because if we look at it, they barely get paid enough for it. But that would be the biggest thing for me, teachers pay. My wife is in it. My daughter now wants to go in education. So I want to push as much as I can for our teachers, because they do get overlooked in a lot of things. But not only our teachers, we got our law enforcement, our EMS. So, but we do need our teachers, and that's one of the biggest things if we look at, because we tie so much to that teacher pay raise that it's hard to vote on if you don't look through every bill and see what's going on. But if we can just disconnect that from everything and just truly focus on the teacher's pay, it'll be, man, that would be one of the biggest things. It is not. I know a lot of people say, well, y'all only work for the first 3 months of the year. That is not true. As a legislator, it's just like any job. Just like if I was a doctor, and he works a 12-hour shift. When he gets off that 12-hour shift, someone is still talking to him or her about hey, what do I do about this? I got this on me. And so as a legislator, once you get in legislature, you work 24/7, 365 days a year. And for us, that's what we do. A person that truly works for the community works for everyone. And that's what they need to understand about legislature. We don't get any days off. It might seem like it, but we're truly working for the better of our community, because we just want to see it grow better, especially for the state of Mississippi. First thing I always tell people, and first thing I did, pray. Pray about it, because it's going to test you. But I always tell everybody, man, there's no lesson to winning. If you're failures, if you run and you fail the first time, there's a learning in it. But if you keep winning, it's hard to learn something. So if you ran for something, keep running. You never know when it's your time. But my thing is just run. But the first thing you got to do is pray about it. And because as long as you got God on your side, man, I don't give a care what obstacles they throw out there at you. If it's for you, it's for you. And that's what I always tell people. Pray about it. The one thing I always tell people like this, just soon, like I said, a lot of us forget to pray. I don't want to say it might not be in your religion, but for me, I'm a Christian person that love to pray about everything. We in some dying times right now. The biggest thing is we always say our vote doesn't matter. It only matters if we don't vote. So every vote's count. I tell my kids, I don't give a care if your classroom doing a vote on what color you should wear a shirt. Vote on it. Every vote's matter, and even that played a part in when I ran. We run by a narrow slim, but just imagine if certain ones didn't come out, the vote probably would have went somewhere else. But I just always tell people, listen, I don't care. We just need to vote. Voting plays a lot on what we do. A lot of people died for us to vote. A lot of people even went to jail for us to vote. So, that alone should make you want to get out and vote. Let's celebrate voting like it should be. Thank you.